Righty. Welcome back. It's still What's Up Lagos with the Tekes. I am Andrea, Odu-obi, Teke, and of course, Collins is right here with me.
That's right. Absolutely correct.
We have WhatsApp messages and we have to quickly take them. Let me see. This is coming from Codis. Codis here says, "What's up, Lagos? Good morning, my lovely couple. No matter the quarrel, it gets why. Now, who gets strength? The vex." Another here is saying, "What's up, Lagos? I'm D from Abijo. I've learned the hard way never to refuse eating because I'm angry. I just resort to a very awkward silence." Okay. Steve from Yaba says, "Hello, the Tekes. Nice job you're doing. Kudos. Since I learned that it doesn't work anymore, excited to be eating no matter how angry I am. After all, it's not the food I'm angry with. And I don't play with my stomach. Wives of this digital era don't wise up too much. And I think also men of this digital era, they have also wisened up." Anyway, Victor from Lekki here says, "I'm definitely with Collins on this one. When I'm angry, hunger disappears, at least for the night, and I'm not so into food." Well, congratulations to you. Let me see. This message here says, "Good morning, the Tekes. I also remember those days when my mother would cook and my father would refuse to eat. She will have to beg. I tried it with my wife and I noticed it's not working with this present generation. The only way I get her attention these days is once I am angry, I would not sleep in the bedroom. I don't mind sleeping on the chair. She would come and start begging me. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I see that." Austin from AJ City says, "It doesn't work in my house, so..." Samuel from Powerline Ijibo. He says, "Good morning, the Tekes. You guys are the best couple on radio because it's hard to see couples work on the same program on radio, but kudos to you, the Tekes." Thank you very much. And he says, "Concerning the topic on hunger versus anger, I used to back out on the food and eat outside after enough begging from her. I will now decide to eat her food." For real? Well,
Yeah, that's if you go eat outside without prompt her to beg, on top begging. Now, wow. Oh boy.
Okay, Track from Apapa here says, "What's up, Lagos? Walai, both of you are official radio clowns. Thanks for all the laugh you transmit." He says, "For me, two conditions didn't make this anger, no food situation work." And he says, "My wife and I grew up with a generation that watched our parents eat together from the same plate." I think that's another conversation. Do the couple still eat from the same plate? Does that still happen?
Is it necessary? It depends. Some people, is it good? Is it a must, or is it a situation of you guys talk it through? Because some people, you get how they eat, you know.
I remember that happened with my mom and my dad. So they used to eat together. Let me give you small gist. So they used to eat together. And we enjoyed seeing them eat together. But all of a sudden, my dad stopped eating with my mom. And my mom too, they both stopped eating in the same plate. And I asked my mom why. He says, "I don't mind your daddy. Your daddy said he used to pack food. He said he cannot eat. Anytime he's eating with me, he does not eat okay.
That you're packing food.
He's packing the food." So my dad likes to eat in tiny bits, while my mom likes to eat in chunks.
As an Englishman.
As an Englishman.
Yeah.
So that actually stopped them from eating together. But it's actually fun. It's beautiful. I and Collins eat together in the same plate.
Yeah,
right?
We do.
But not all the time, though. But we do.
Not all the time. It is always beautiful. We eat more. We eat more, and then it's fun.
It's fun.
It's great.
Enough just.
Sometimes I wait for you. Like, come on,
But I encourage it, though. If you have the chance to eat together as a couple, it's sweet. You can settle.
You can't. Someone you're fighting or you have resentment against. You can't eat together.
Yeah.
So that could be a way of dealing with resentment, right?
It's also a form of bonding as well.
Yep.
You bond while you're eating together.
But don't drop the spoon inside if you're eating. Don't leave the spoon and go halfway.
I don't understand. Are you saying that again?
Share the fish. Share the fish nicely.
What are you trying to do?
And meat. Choose one fish. Choose what? No. Choose one fish. You get what I'm saying? That I'm telling
Why
you,
are
the
you
challenges
saying
you encounter for those who are considering it together.
Why are you saying that?
I'm just
now?
saying, choose one. Don't start eating this one and move to this one. I mean, eat anyhow. Even though sometimes it's good.
I don't
Yeah.
get it. If I want to eat fish, allow me to eat fish. If I want to eat the meat, if I want to eat the
Oh
chicken,
my,
the
oh my.
Anyway, let's change. I mean, let me finish this
Oh, I
message.
mean.
Let me finish this message.
All right.
Okay, let me see. Where did I stop? Okay, so he says, so if I'm angry and choose not to eat by default, she doesn't eat, not, that's a cultural law. She just loses appetite. But now she done the sideline my anger mood small. If I'm angry, she go wait small, then just go serve herself for small saucer and free me. Second is anger no dey pass 5 minutes or it has to end that day. We must talk and end it somehow, sha. And that's good. That's good. Anger shouldn't last.
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't.
Another person suggesting here says, also suggesting you should also discuss about men rejecting their wives' food because of one day of bad cook. Or bad cooking is the most awful thing you can do to your wife.
You know, we've talked about that too.
Yeah.
It's men have to be. There's a lot to learn, man. Nobody should think that they have. And then those who always try to refer to what has happened in the past. Oh, our parents, this, that. Were you there? Were you there like they're there? You were there as a child. As an adult, there are things you used to perceive differently. Now that you've grown, you realize that nobody has to be, no has to see him as a child. That's what it be. So before we refer to the past, oh, our parents were this and that, remember things have changed, lives have evolved. And I know maybe someone one of these days will talk about civilization and how it has affected us, whether it's positive or negative. Maybe just one of these days. Anyways, it's 10 minutes past 11. A lot of messages yet to be taken.
A lot of messages.
But we need to go into our family talk part 2 today.
That's right.
But Adeleke is from Yanokbaja. But Adeleke, sir, good morning. What's up, Lagos?
Oh, Collins, what's up, Lagos?
Cheers to life.
How are you today?
Very fine.
Yay. Please call back. Please do call
We
us
appreciate.
back.
Okay. So it's time for the family talk, really. Let's get into it. Yesterday, we started the gist about infidelity. For those who would say that's big English, cheating in relationship and marriages. We're talking about cheating. But, you know, I don't know if we established what cheating entails generally yesterday. But from your perspective, I mean, some people will say even if it's just thinking in your head,
You're
that's
already.
cheating. But, you know, we're talking about the very extreme...
Caught in the act or,
extreme level of cheating. Some people say if you just look alone, look. Meanwhile, women will be pointing you, see that lady's dress. I should look. So you now say I'm cheating. Just kidding, guys. But we're talking about extreme, all right? We talked about, we asked you to share your experience, how you deal with it, because there's so many questions. Oh, why do people cheat? Who cheats more? No, all of that one is not what we're talking about. It's a fact that it is a practice in our society. In fact, statistics probably will tell you that maybe 9 out of 10 people actually engage in it. But we don't have those figures. But we're talking about the fact that people do engage in this. As a person, how do you deal with it? Or how are you prepared to deal with it? Is this something you are prepared to deal with if you haven't experienced it? Or when it happens to you, how do you deal with infidelity in a relationship, in marriage?
It's actually a very sensitive conversation.
Absolutely.
Because it has to do with not just the emotions. I mean, just for instance, right? You're in a marriage for maybe 5 to 6 years or 10 years or even less. And you realize that your partner has been cheating on you or your partner cheated on you. That moment, you just feel numb. You just feel heartbroken.
That's
you
right.
just feel devastated. Like, this is a person that I, trusted my life to. This is someone I, give my all to. And all
That's
of a
right.
sudden, person is, dividing that trust and love that we have for each other.
So dealing with that could be really tough.
It is traumatizing.
Well, we'll hear more from Lagosians today. Yesterday, we had a list of stories, and it looks like a lot of people are on the table. We just ask you, have you had that experience before? How did you deal with it?
Yeah.
Or are you having one now? How are you dealing with it? We heard of a woman yesterday who said that, look, what he did was she knew all the side chicks.
Yeah.
And she even one of them actually had to go to the house and say, this one that you're not talking about it at all. Please, I'm sorry, this was going on. She didn't do anything. She just told the husband and that, look, I know what you're doing. She said she left time to
speak.
To speak. He said he will laughs best. He will laughs best. Yeah, she said that.
But how do you handle infidelity, though? How do you handle it? If you found out that your partner cheated on you, how would you handle it?
Big question. Austin is calling from Majan. Let's hear from Austin as we proceed.
Hi, Collins.
Hi.
What's up, Lagos?
Chester Live.
I greet you all officially.
Thank you.
Andrea, I greet you too.
Thank you. Welcome.
Yeah. Okay, this topic is so interesting. Yes, in my part of this very topic this morning, sometimes ladies or women in a marriage can make their husband to cheat.
Okay.
And then also their husbands also can as well make their wives to cheat.
Okay. How?
Okay, so yeah, in my case, sometimes I'm not reporting myself, please.
Okay.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, sometimes the woman is not doing it. She's not allowing you to have it.
Okay. Satisfactorily.
The site you want it.
Okay.
She's complaining of maybe pains or something.
Okay.
And then also the woman does not care about your feeling as a man. And then sometimes the woman will make you know that she doesn't care, even if you go out there and do whatever thing with any other woman. She will make you feel she doesn't care about you as a husband.
Okay.
All right.
And then maybe when you try to speak to her that, look, you don't like the way all this is going, she doesn't care. She doesn't want to change. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I'm speaking from experience.
All right.
Yeah, so then sometimes the man will begin to think, let me get another wife.
Okay, but let's switch this a bit because we're talking about dealing with that situation. Let's flip the script a bit. How would you handle it if your partner cheated on you? How have you ever thought of that?
Yes.
How would you deal with that?
If my partner cheats on me, okay, I will let her go because I can't deal with it.
Wow.
And I've made my wife to know that okay, look, this is the kind of person I am. I cannot discuss it.
All right.
I hope the case is also yours in the sense that you cannot cheat on your wife.
That is what I'm saying. I cannot cheat on my wife. That is why I would try to discuss everything that will make me to go and cheat with her.
All right, Austin. Well said. Thank you so much. John is calling from Alausa.
Hello, good morning. Teke.
Good
morning.
My name is George.
Oh, George. Welcome, George.
Yeah. Lovely topic.
Thank you.
Actually, I lost my wife some months back.
Wow. So sorry for your loss.
Sorry about that.
So, my wife has been so faithful. She has never cheated. And me too, I've been faithful to her. Also, she liked to. But back to the question. If I found out that my so-called trusted wife cheated on me, it's only two things I'm going to do. I'm going to give her a very good slap first, to reboot her sense. They will not sit down, now talk through. I'll look into her eyeballs. Babe, I married you for this purpose. We now talk through as like an adult. Talk to her the language she will understand. You understand me? Talk to her like your brother, like your mother. Just talk with love and passion. Let her know the consequence of what she has done. But driving her away is a no.
Okay.
The love must continue.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I had to laugh. Sorry, I know it's serious matter, but I had to laugh. Say we learned him a solid slap first to reset. I don't know what to feel about that. But hey, guys, how would you deal with it? For some people, it's a deal breaker.
That's right.
Like that would be the end. Call their family. This is the end. For some people, they can talk it through. We are going to talk to an expert as we proceed. Would have a very reverend, clinical counselor join us as we proceed on the show today to hear from an expert's opinion, from experience, and also how to actually deal with it. But let's hear from you, Lagos.
Hello.
Hello.
Top of the day to you.
Top of the day to you. To that holy man from Kalahari Desert.
Holy Ada.
Wow.
You are really a Kalahari Desert man.
Is that on this or
Because his mouth is dry.
like
Like a sand in the desert.
Although God has given him that place to inherit and to develop.
To
in
export.
Kalahari Desert? God forbid. God forbid. I'm not.
That the water from the desert.
Anyway,
So as we
God, the God I trust.
Yeah, okay. What I want to ask you is, colleague, the owner of marriage institution, the Almighty God, did he have a saying in what you are discussing? And if then he has a saying, is there no answer in the Bible? You say you are a Christian. Sometimes you have to bring the knowledge of God into what you are saying.
Okay, so tell us.
Yes, in the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 5, verse 12 to 20 says, the body is not made for self, but for the Lord. And then in the book of Malachi, chapter 2, verse 14 to 16 says, marriage is made to bring forth holy children as regards to sexual intercourse unto the Lord.
Okay.
It is not made for Jingong. It is not made for Phoenix. It is not made for Casinova. So you should know the meaning of what is between your two legs, the purpose of it first and foremost.
All right. So
And
let's.
when you have had your children, you can seal it up as it says.
All right. So if someone cheats on you, you're going to read the scripture to them, or how would you deal with that? How should someone deal with that? If your partner cheats.
Married to a traditional man.
Okay, but if
I will
someone.
not call it cheating. It is his right to go as many women as he can. Then I will do my best to exploit him financially.
Okay.
So that when I'm done with the public rag, I will go away.
Okay.
And then in the Muslim law, man is expected to marry as many as he can. Don't call that cheating.
All right.
But as for the Christian, we are forbidden not to be a public rag in the hands of other women or men.
All right. Thank you so much. You made your point. We are talking infidelity, and that's what we're asking. How would you dealing with infidelity specifically?
Yeah.
Dealing with it. So it's not why do people do it? It's not a question of.
But sometimes that would most times come into to the fore. Why on earth would someone cheat? What are the causes, of infidelity? Why would you think of it? Because let's not take away the fact that sometimes incidents happen.
Yeah, situations
can go wrong.
Some could be setups.
But at the end of the day, how do you deal with it after all the eventualities?
So the situation that led to that happening, does it have a role to play in how you deal with it?
Absolutely, I think so. That's when when you sit and you talk about it, that would also help the other party to understand better what led to it. Is it that I'm not doing my part as a partner to you? Is it that I'm not doing my part well enough to satisfy you and all of that? So, yeah.
And some would say, why didn't you have that conversation before deciding to
and then
cheat?
and then then the other party would say why.
Good. But there must be a conversation.
There must be a conversation.
Well, that reminded me of the last caller who said he felt like a slap before they talk. I can't forget that. What's up, Lagos? Good morning.
On WhatsApp, let's see. This is coming from Atiba from Yaba. Atiba from Yaba says, okay. I'll take your message from the top. The Tekes, my dear people, what's up, Lagos? Chest alive. Collins, no, they try with that vexation again, or else hunger will beat you like small
I don't go
picking.
do
Shop
that.
first, and every other thing follow. I love you guys. I can't trade you for anything. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And he says, here's my take on how to deal with infidelity / side chick and side man. Or side hen, if you like. I believe we should go back to the era of a man marrying more than one woman. Statistics say for now it is a man to at least 5 women. This might sound weird, but where do you want all the single ladies to go? Or who is going to help them out? Did they offend God?
Well, here's the point. Not every single lady wants to get married. And not every man even that you see wants to get married. So at the end of the day, if you go by statistics, at the end of the day, did you consider the hearts of those who have made up their mind not to get married? And those who, whether they choose to get married or not, circumstances will not allow them to get married. Not everyone will get married.
True.
So that also comes to play. But what do you think about allowing, if that were a law, they say every man now should get, to deal with this cheating? It's enough is enough.
To marry like 5 women.
Yes. Would you advocate for women to be able to marry multiple polyandry like we...
I don't know what I'm going to say that. I don't know.
Oh my. Let's hear more from Lagosians as we proceed this morning and get set to talk to our special guest. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good morning.
It's morning. Good morning.
My
Welcome.
son is Teke. It's very cool.
Welcome. What's your name, please?
Can I have another anonymous?
All right, that's cool.
Go ahead.
It's fine. So, we are discussing how to deal with infidelity.
Yes.
But I think there is no how you can deal with
Can you move away from your radio? Just turn it down or...
The radio is not on. It's not
Okay,
on.
great. Let's go ahead.
Okay, so there is no way to deal with infidelity without addressing the root.
The root, okay?
And I remember, they put up the radio totally. It's like, maybe did that. Is it fine now?
Yeah, it's
fine.
okay.
It's fine.
Okay, so I'll also give you an example. That's why I remain anonymous.
Okay.
Sometimes, like last week around Thursday, a couple was explaining to us why she didn't want to cheat on his wife. He said he had a girlfriend, but he didn't want to cheat on his wife because he and they were now for like 3 months now. That is the girlfriend. She called him wife. He called his wife. He called us. That's the reason why I think I might cheat on you.
Wow.
I've been discussing this thing with you for about 2 years, and you're not changing it.
Wow.
Everyone talked to the woman, and she traveled to jail. Do you know the same what that man complained of? Sometimes because they whether they are coming, I saw the woman doing it today. Like I'm going out now. So
Wow.
if that kind of man cheats the woman, who is to be blamed?
Okay.
The root has been discussed, but the person involved is not ready to change.
All right.
Success went for it and rewrote your story. Now, that's bold. Ordinary just wasn't enough. You challenged it and achieved better. Ultra-night camera. The Phantom X is perfect for your life's extraordinary journeys.
Techno Phantom X. Be bold. Be extraordinary. Hi kids, are you ready for a space adventure?
Life on Mars?
listening to your number one station for talk.
Your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
We talk about real life conversations happening to real life people every day. This is Family Talk with the Tekes. Family is everything.
We are family.
All right, welcome back. 11:32 on the clock is still What's Up Lagos with the Tekes, and we're talking dealing with infidelity. We know that sometimes this eventualities happen, where that your partner cheated on you. It could be planned for or unplanned for. It could be habitual. However it is, we've heard stories of marriages who experienced such, and they had to separate. They had to file for a divorce. Some people can't take it. Some people can handle it, while some can't handle it. But today we have an expert with us, the our very own Dr. Tolu the Fixer. She's here with us, and she's going to share with us some of these, or how to handle or how to deal with infidelity if your marriage is struggling with one at the moment, and possible causes of infidelity in marriages or relationships in general.
Hello, Dr. Tolu. Good to have you. You're live on the Family Talk with the Tekes. How are you doing this morning, Mom?
How am I doing? I'm happy.
Great.
Okay.
I'm awesome.
Okay.
And of course, I'm glad to be here with you.
We're glad to have you.
I love what you guys are doing. I've been listening to your show and I've been smiling on my way. I actually drove myself this morning.
Wow.
And I've been smiling on my way. Like, I just noticed I was smiling. And I was like, oh, this is the way, I feel like this is the way people that are listening to you will be smiling. So I think you guys are doing a good job.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Well
much.
done,
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you. We can't wait to have you in the studio anyways, but let's hit the ground running. We have heard different stories. One of the callers said that, look, we're talking about dealing with infidelity. And of course, we'll go to the very basic issue of even the causes and all that. But one of the callers said something that cracked me up. I said, how would you deal with infidelity? He said the first thing he would do, he would land a solid slap. And then, before you now say, okay, let's talk. What happened? That got me laughing. And truly, it just dawned on me that, look, really, how do you really deal with infidelity? Let's start from there. First of all, what are those, from your experience, what are those common causes that push people outside there?
Okay, so I might not answer directly like that.
Okay.
I don't think there's any reason for cheating. People cheat because they want to. So there are triggers.
Okay.
There are triggers. In fact, I will call it triggers. Things that make people, that could push people. But at the same time, human beings have capacity or, to choose their reactions.
Okay.
So somebody could be pushing you, there could be triggers, and you could decide not to cheat. But I think for us as Africans, it's more like cheating it's like an automatic route to solving your issues. People don't think about how to resolve the problem. The first thing that comes to mind is she did this and she's not giving me what I want, then I have to cheat. He's not giving me what I want, then I have to cheat. So it shouldn't be. There are triggers. People are different. People might be behaving the way you do not like. They might be doing things that you do not like. But do you have the capacity? Do you know yourself enough to make up your mind to do what you want to do? Not because anybody is doing anything. So if you are in a committed relationship and you say, you know what, I'm committed to you, and this may be marriage where you had vows. So I can choose to be committed to my vow, irrespective of whether you are committed to yours or not. Right?
Yeah.
So cheating is a choice.
Wow.
As much as I understand that there are triggers, but people can choose not to cheat or not.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned that it has a lot to do with the person's capacity.
Right.
Capacity to make a decision either to do it or not.
Right.
And I mean, if that's the case, that means a lot of people, I don't know, is it that they're not is it that they haven't come to a realization of the capacity to have to say no? Because we have a lot of people who are cheating, and then you say we all have the capacity to say no. So does it mean that there's work to be done in that regard?
So I will say that first, and I keep saying this because I think it's a societal problem. It's a cultural problem.
Okay.
It's a cultural problem. Now, I'm not saying the Westerners are not cheating, but you cannot compare it to Africans. We actually appeared, holy, religious, and well-cultured, but in the real sense, that's not who we are.
Okay.
We are not like that. We are the one that cheats the most. You will think twice if you are dating a white lady. You're going to think twice before cheating on her, right? And I'm going to give you a scenario. I don't know. I don't want to lose my thoughts on the question, but let me give you a scenario.
Okay.
I had a client that she found out 2 years after they are married that they are not Nigerians. Okay? She found out 2 years after their marriage that the husband cheated while they were dating. They dated for 7 years and they were in different countries. But 2 years after marriage, she found out that the guy cheated while they were dating and she filed for divorce.
Wow.
Even in my professional head, my African values was clashing in my session. Because inside my head, I was feeling, it's not that deep now. But you need to understand that the person you are dealing with knows her what, know what it means to be committed in a relationship. But for a majority of us as Africans, we were not brought up like that. So bring it back to the question that Andrea was asking. It's a personality issue. And personality, a majority of it also comes from upbringing, from our cultural values, from parenting. So a lot of people are getting married for the wrong reasons. So when you get married for the wrong reasons, how do you don't even know yourself in the first place. You don't understand yourself. You don't know your personality. You don't know your worth. You don't even know why you are going into marriage. So it's so easy for the other person to offend you and you start reacting. You cannot take charge of your emotions. So, to answer the question, it is true. A lot of people don't even understand themselves. They don't know why they are getting married in the first place. Right.
Wow. Well, I mean, if you're just joining us, you are listening to the Family Talk with the Tekes. We have Dr. Tolu, the fixer, joining us via phone, and she's spitting fire as usual. We're talking about dealing with infidelity. You might want to stay tuned to your radio because you might be facing something that you need solution here. It might just come from the few thoughts that you will share on the program, especially from our guest. Well, let me ask this. The basic question of dealing with a situation. First of all, is there a way to prepare to deal with infidelity?
So, to answer that question, infidelity is like loss. It's like loss. And maybe loss of trust, but you can relate it to loss.
Okay.
And loss is universal.
Okay.
But grief is unique. So, people are going to react differently.
Right.
And then you might not even know how you are going to react. So saying you might want to prepare your mind ahead might not even work.
True that.
You might not know how you are going to react when the situation occurs.
Absolutely.
Right.
So how then can one, let's say, how do you go through the process? Okay, let me put it this way. Certainly you're saying that cheating, infidelity is a loss. So that means that in a relationship or in a marriage, as soon as that happens, can that relationship ever remain the same? Can it go back to the status, the original status of which it was before the cheating? Yeah.
Exactly.
So I will say it again that it's also difficult to say. It's difficult to say.
Wow.
Like I said, people are going to. In fact, the person might even think he will or she will be able to get over it, and they discover they couldn't.
That's right.
But personally, as a professional counselor, I do not believe there is any relationship or marriage that cannot be worked on.
All right.
As long as the two parties that are involved are willing to give it a try. So if they can, like, okay, let's be committed. Let's see what we could do. Let's see if we can, work on this. It can be worked on. I believe so. But there is still that part that anything can happen, really. Anything can happen. People can even be in the midst of therapy and say, you know what, I don't even want to continue.
To go ahead, right.
Yeah, I don't even want. I mean, I've been in a situation where the client is saying, I said, I don't want to save this. I don't want to save. And I'm like, I'm not even saying save. Can we try? She said, I do not want to try. I do not. Those are her words.
Wow.
I do not want to lift a finger.
Hmm.
And then she moved out. She rented an apartment. She said she paid for 2 years instantly, and she said after 2 years we can come back to the solution. But for now, I don't want to lift a finger.
Wow. I mean, this means, I mean, from all that you've said, dealing with infidelity has a lot to do with the person's emotional capacity.
Right.
How that they can manage their emotions. And like you said, you never know how you're going to react until it happens.
Yeah.
Until it happens. So just before you joined us, the caller called and mentioned that more or less like in his situation, his wife is somewhat refusing to pleasure him, so to speak. And that is causing some kind of rift between both of them. And he's saying, I don't want to cheat on my wife, but I am being starved. So in such a situation like that in marriages, how do you get to handle it in such a way that you don't find yourself cheating on your partner?
It's complicated.
I know.
Because, see, I think from my experience as a counselor, with the number of people I deal with on a daily basis, my clients, what I notice is infidelity used to be a man thing before for Africans, especially for us as Nigerians.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why most men are cheating is because of sex. And the reason why most women, if they actually cheat, if they were cheating before, of course, maybe a few of them, usually might be because of emotional needs or financial needs.
That's right.
But these days, you just notice that the tables are turning, or the table is turning. The women now are cheating for sexual satisfaction. And men are even looking for emotional security.
Oh, wow.
So it's even difficult to now say this is the major reason why this one is cheating, or things are really changing. But to answer the question, we know that men have testosterone, right?
Yeah.
And then they are going to desire sex more than women.
That's right.
And as much as a man is not an animal who cannot control his urges, we also should understand that. Notwithstanding, there is going to be pressure.
True.
There's going to be pressure. And when the man is pressured, these are the kind of triggers I was talking about.
That's
earlier.
right.
Yeah. The possibility, the things that, temptations that the man could have easily, avoided might now be difficult, right? Even though if the person knows himself, the personality is strong, it might be more difficult to cope at that stage, So it's complicated because if you trace it from experience, you notice that the reason why most women are saying no is because they also have problems, probably with the way the man is handling it.
Okay.
So in resolving the sexual, if you now say, okay, give your husband what he wants, and the woman is also looking for something from that act, and she's not getting it.
True.
It might not be, that situation might not be resolved.
True. True.
Because she's also looking for something inside.
True.
So, and unfortunately, most African women too will not open up, especially when it comes to this act that we are talking about.
Yes.
They won't open up. So they will be reactive. So you see how complicated it could be.
That's right.
So the man does not even know why you are acting funny. The man just know that you are denying him, and the man is being sad. You know.
Okay.
So it's kind of complicated, but the solution is, I normally say this. Any woman, this is not professional talk, yeah, this particular statement, but I personally feel like any woman that denies her husband sex is a witch.
Really now?
Wow.
Now, but that's just by the way. But the truth of the matter, people have right to say yes or no, whether married or not. But notwithstanding, you are not alone in that relationship.
Yeah.
If there are problems that that are making you to feel the way you feel, or that are making you to, maybe you are not. Funny enough, women have the capacity to enjoy sex more than men. Sex alone or not. So if they are denying the man, then there is an underlying issue.
All right. We're streaming live on on YouTube, and there are some comments coming in. Abraham from Sweden is saying, after discovering your partner cheated, is leaving the marriage the best option? He's asking that question.
So, for me, I don't have the best option. Whatever works for you. Whatever works for you. So, there's no right or wrong. So, you look at the whole scenario, you look at your situation, and look at what works for you. But sincerely, personally speaking, I would feel like, why don't you try and resolve it? Maybe you can locate the triggers. If you locate the triggers, maybe you can resolve the issues, and then you can move on and handle things better. But I think people should actually search out for help before it gets to the infidelity stage.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. I mean, let me quickly ask this question. For couples who probably they found out that their partners cheated, or their partner cheated on them, or they're actually in that phase of their relationship right now that a partner has cheated, right?
Yeah.
What would you advise? Are there step-by-step process to dealing with the situation? What would you advise the party who has cheated and the other who was cheated on?
Okay, so I could probably give one or two things that they could do.
Okay.
But that's on one side. Another side is the right thing to do is to seek for professional help. I don't think they can help themselves. I don't think so. That just look for a professional marriage counselor and resolve your issues, because it could be deeper than you can imagine. That's on one side. But generally speaking, what could you do? If you have cheated, why did you cheat? Like I said, there's no good reason. But I actually think the first thing to do is to be remorseful for the person that cheated.
Yeah.
And that's even where the issue is. Like, if the person, imagine somebody feeling like, oh, I am justified for cheating on you. How do you even tell the person to be remorseful? That's why it's difficult to give a step-by-step guide on how to deal with infidelity, because people are going to react differently.
True.
Because if I feel like, okay, I cheated, you deserve to be cheated on, I'm not going to be remorseful, right? But no matter what, the person should be remorseful. That's the person, like, okay, you are in a committed relationship. You are making another person to feel bad. If you have ever felt anything for that person, I think the right thing to do is just look at the way you are making the person to feel bad and be remorseful.
Okay.
And then secondly, try to have a conversation. Genuine remorse, then have a conversation. in having the conversation, you could actually have it in a different way, not the way you used to do. Maybe sit in your room. You can actually maybe book a lunch date. Even if it doesn't have to be expensive or a five-star restaurant, you can just take the person out. Just take the person out of their comfort zone and have the conversation. You can also write a letter of apology.
Okay.
You can write a letter of apology and tell the person how sorry you are.
Okay.
Infidelity could be very devastating.
Yes.
It could, you see, we try to normalize infidelity in this part of the world, but I tell you, I normally feel like if this thing is so normal, how come all these people are reacting like this? Because I have never seen a client that is not reactive. Dealing with anxiety, overwhelming sadness, falling into depression, all different kind of mental health issues as a result of infidelity. So it might not be as simple as you think.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and we'll come back to you afterwards to wrap up this conversation, Dr. Tulu. Thank you so much. Let's be back with you shortly.
My family loves the new Kellogg's cornflakes, the original. So this is how my morning.
Secret. Close. Celebrate
Welcome back. We're live on Nigeria's number one for Talk 99.3 Nigeria Infos. The family talk with the Tekes wrapping up now. We have been talking with Dr. Tolu. Well, I call her a clinical counselor. She's many things in one. The fixer. Many things in one. An amazing session so far. And we're wrapping up our talk on dealing with infidelity now. Well, Dr. Tolu, we have like 1 minute to be here more. And thank you for hanging on there. So, regarding this topic, what will be your parting shot, and how can someone who wants to connect with you, maybe on social media or any other platform, how can they reach you? But first, let's wrap up with your concluding thoughts.
All right, thank you so much. And I just want people to understand that there are no reasons that are good enough for cheating. If you don't like what is going on in your relationship or in your marriage, try and look for solutions. Cheating will never be a solution. And I will also encourage the listeners to cultivate the habit of talking to professional counselors. It's the right thing to do. All right. I can be reached on Dr. Tolu _the Fixer or www.intimacyclinic.org.
Okay.
All right.
Can you take that again, please, for those who
Dr. Tolu is Dr. Tolu _the Fixer.
Okay.
That's on social media.
Okay.
And then my website is www.intimacyclinic.org.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. It's a
Thank
pleasure.
you, the Tekes. I enjoyed my time with you.
Thank you. Wow. Have a splendid day ahead. Well, that's it for the show today. That's it for our topic, the part 2 of dealing with infidelity. Hope you learned something.
I hope you did. But we have to go at this time. Thank you, Lagos, Nigeria. Hope that it was a fun time hanging out with the Tekes. Join me on the sunny side. For now, we'll be stepping aside. My name is Andrea Odu-obi. Teke.
God bless you.
God bless our homes.
God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's